Hello, friends. Welcome to the third section of the essay, Water, the Elixir of Life. In this section, the writer talks about three things. One, importance of water. Two, how can water be conserved? And the third point is how conservation of water can prove beneficial for humanity. So let us now talk about the first point, that is importance of water. The writer says water is the basis of all life, whether it is animal life or whether it is plant life. Water is the most essential. Without water, nothing can survive, whether it's an animal or whether it's a human being or whether it's a plant, nothing can survive without water. Do you know 60% of the human adult body is water, and 35% of the green mass of a tree is water. 60% of a human body is water and 35% of a tree is water. No kind of physiological activity is possible without fluids. What do we mean by physiological activities? Physiological activities are the normal functionings in the body of a living creature. So, normal day-to-day activities that we do or normal day-to-day functioning of the body, internal organs of the body, these can't be carried out without fluids. Now, I have already told you water is essential for animal life. Now, if there is no moisture in the soil, what will happen? Plants cannot grow. This will affect the growth of trees. So, what is moisture? Moisture is a small quantity of liquid, especially water, that we find in soil or the atmosphere. So the writer now talks about the main sources of water. And what are the main sources of water? Where from we get water? First one is artesian water. We dig wells to get water. So that is artesian source. Second one is rainfall. Rainfall is the most important source of water. And there is snowfall also. We get some amount of fresh water from snowfall that takes place in the higher reaches, especially the mountainous areas. Let us now talk about the next point that the writer talks about. The writer says the problem of soil erosion and inadequate or irregular rainfall, they are interconnected. There is a connection between soil erosion and the irregular rain or inadequate rain that you have. The writer says Indian agriculture depends on monsoon rains. This is something that you know. So if the monsoon is delayed or inadequate, if it is insufficient for some reason, or if it doesn't come in time, then agriculture is affected in our country. Writer says if there is soil erosion, nothing can grow on that soil. And if there is soil erosion, trees cannot grow. And if trees are not there, there will be no rain. So if soil erosion is prevented, it will help to conserve water. We can protect water. We can save water this way. How can we conserve water? We can conserve or save water by controlling our rivers, by building dams across them. So this is a very important method of conserving water. What is happening now? Now a significant portion of the water say around 60 to 70% of the water, even more than that, 80% of the water, it flows down into the seas. Now, if small bonds or dams can be constructed, and if this water can be conserved, if this water can be prevented from flowing down into the sea, then that will help us a lot. Now, afforestation or planting of trees can help in conserving soil. So I told you in the previous section that trees help to hold tightly, roots of the trees hold tightly to the topsoil. So if there are no trees, topsoil is loose, topsoil becomes loose. And this loose topsoil can be washed away very easily by flowing water. So if afforestation, or if you go on planting trees in more numbers, then soil erosion can be prevented. So writer says we must go for systematic planting of suitable trees. And we must develop civilized forest, but not wild and untamed jungle, wild growth of jungle. Any number of trees, any type of vegetation, any type of trees grows wildly somewhere. Instead of going for that kind of jungle, we must have a systematic kind of planting of trees. We must put a lot of thinking into this. What kind of trees will be beneficial for which place? What type of trees can prevent soil erosion in which place? And accordingly, we must plant trees. The writer says this has other advantages also. Such plantation would prove a source of wealth. When trees grows up, you can cut down the trees and you can sell them in the market. Besides, trees can bring rain, trees give us oxygen, trees can be source of many forest products. So this is going to augment the national wealth. This is going to contribute to the national wealth. They would check soil erosion. They would conserve rainfall from flowing away to waste. Now through the roots, some amount of the water will go down into the soil. Ensure a supply of cheap fuel. Now, traditionally, these days we use LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. But traditionally, wood has been used as fuel in the villages. So, cheap fuel can be supplied. And in the villages, cow dung is used as fuel also. So, if there is wood, so cow dung will be used as manure in the farmlands. So this manure can be used in the fields. Now, let us go to the next point. If we control the movement of water, there can be some additional benefits also. So what additional benefits the writer is talking about? We can have an internal transport system by boats or barges, small ships. We can use boats or barges, and they are a very cheap method of transportation. In addition, we can generate hydroelectricity power. And even today, we have around 20% villages in our country which do not have electricity supply. So if you can supply electricity to these villages, the economy of the villages will grow. So if we can provide electricity to the villages, we can boost rural economy. Rural economy will grow. And electricity will help to tap underground water. We can use that underground water, and the problem of irregular rain or irregular supply of water can be solved to a great extent. So my dear friends, we have understood how water is a very important source of life for all of us, and how we can take steps to conserve water. Hope this helps your understanding. Thank you very much.